Are your tiny dogs from Mexico always cold and struggling to get comfortable? Is your wife constantly touching your thermostat? Is your refrigerator full of ice? Then it might be time for you to get a fireplace insert. Today, we will be working on this fireplace. When we bought this house, we noticed a big draft coming down the fireplace insert, and when we took it apart, we were very disappointed. There's no flue connected to this, so there's nothing sealing the chimney to anything, and this is causing us a big issue. Aluminum tape right now is our solution, but today we're gonna fix that. Let's go ahead and clean up our workspace, take it apart, and see what we're working with. First, we want to make sure that there's no fire. Well, looks good. No fire, so it's safe to work on. Brrr! I can feel the downdraft from here. Oh. To go ahead and take apart this fireplace insert, there's a couple 10mm bolts on the underside, and then some flathead bolts also holding these side panels on both sides. Once you go ahead and take that apart and off, you should be able to pop this whole panel out and be able to easily access the rest of the system. Today we will be installing this top mount chimney flue in new cap. This is from Lyemance, I believe that's how you pronounce it. This is supposed to be at least 90% efficient from preventing downdrafts, so we'll find out. I'll put a link in the description to all of this. This top mount chimney flue is much easier to install than the ones that go on the inside, and it's much more efficient. The old style ones are just metal on metal seals, where this one has a silicone gasket that goes around it that seals up to 90% efficient. It has the silicone flapper setup thing. That seems to work. I'm gonna have to make my way all the way up there. Gotta be careful. I'm sorry, everybody. It's a 13mm bolts. Okay, now that we've gotten our top piece taken apart, we can see what we're working with. So the plan is we're gonna run the damper wire all the way down the chimney and try to bolt it through the mount here so that we can seal this thing back up. Let's get on that roof. See what's going on up there. Good, good. I like to live dangerously while doing these types of jobs. 1 foot, 2 foot, no hands. Oh. Oh. Gutter guards are looking good, that they're doing their job. Alright, we are on. Gotta be very careful when you're up here. Very careful. Want to walk very slowly. So here's our cap. It's just held on by 4 screws. They're pinching themselves onto the brick. Very easy to take off. Once you pop these off, sometimes there's a silicone gasket in there. You're just gonna pry this old bad boy off. The old one just popped off. There's some leftover silicone here. What you're going to want to do is take off all that silicone and then make sure that surface is really clean. We're going to scrape it off. We're going to sand it down. That should about do it. You're going to want something for the new silicone that's going on for the damper to adhere to. Gives you a nice good seal. Hello? Is anybody in there? Hello? Oh, there's dogs. That's looking pretty clean. Used 100 grit sandpaper. Got the job done. Just gonna take a paper towel and wipe off any extra residue, let that dry a little bit. Gonna go ahead and do a test fit. Make sure everything lines up. That's why we still have this guy, just in case. Okay, we're test fitting the Lyemance, whatever this thing is called. Looks like it fits pretty good. My chimney is a 13 by 13, and so this adapter flue is meant to fit multiple chimneys, but as long as that ceiling surface is on there the whole way, we should be good. I also got the new topper, and that's what fits over that to make sure that no birds or anybody tries to fly in there while it's open. It's a comparison between the old and new. New one's a little bit taller to go ahead and give you the amount of reach that you need for that thing to open. Let's fit it. Oh yeah, that is pretty. Fits like a glove. Oh yeah, that's nice. It's good. Alright, time to take it all back apart. Silicone the top piece, and we gotta run the line down there. So we're gonna make sure that goes all the way down. Our surface is now clean and dry. We're gonna adhere the silicone, the high temperature silicone, to the whole perimeter. All of it, just goop it on there real good. And then we'll throw the topper on and feed the chain down. When feeding the chain down, you wanna make sure that this doesn't get stuck. So I got a helper in the house that's gonna let me know when it made it all the way in. And then we'll seal this down, move to the inside. Nice thick gooey layer of silicone on there. Make a nice good seal. Plop it in. So apparently when they give you this thing, they like to just tie it up in a big knot. So before you do all this, you might want to untangle it. It's really good. It's super solid. This is good. Yeah. So if you were to go ahead and put it down when it came out, it would just tangle up in itself. So it looks like I'm gonna get it all tangled up anyway. All right. Make sure to not do this. Goodness gracious. I might need help. This thing's gonna get tangled. Fire in the hole. Well, that was easy. Now that it's on there, gonna press around the perimeter, move to the inside. And make sure that the silicone's compressed all the way around. Now it's time to put the topper on. This just goes over the top and is held on by 4 bolts again. Just tighten that bad boy down on there. Now that we have our topper in place, 4 bolts, they've got little points on the edge of them. You can see it in there. What that'll do is it'll grab it onto the brick. You don't want to tighten it too much because you could crack the brick, but enough to where it's not going to blow away. All right, our topper is secured. It's got plenty of room for the flapper to move. Everything's looking good. And now we can get rid of our old one. Oh boy. We're just gonna put that over there. All right. Excellent. Now we're moving to the inside. Got our cable all the way through, and we're gonna have to mount this to go ahead and give us our pull. How this works is there's a chain here, and you pull the chain to close it and lock it in place in this mount. So we're gonna mount this down here. We're gonna drill a hole, put a bolt and nut on it, and then up at the top, we're just gonna drill a through hole. And that should give us a nice clean setup. We're back here at the shop. Gotta find a bolt and nut to go through this guy. What do we got? What do we got in here? Oh, so many options. More options. What's in this drawer? Even more options. Oh, yes. Now we've got our bracket lined up. We're gonna drill 2 holes through there and put our bolts on. Perfect. All right, we've got our bracket on. Time to drill holes in the top piece that we're gonna feed the wire through and put it all back together. All right, we've got everything back together. We routed our line through this top here, and then we're gonna adjust it so it sits in the mount. Basically what you're gonna do is you're gonna pull on this, you hear it close, and then lock it in place. Now everything's put away. We've shortened our chain and it's locked in. Undo it, you can pull forward. Now this is in the open position. You can hear it close. Put it down, it's locked in. This top mount Flue damper has springs on it, so the harder you pull, the tighter the seal on there, and then it springs back when it opens. I'm gonna leave this a little long for the time being. And see how it does during the winter and make sure we don't have to adjust it at all before trimming it all the way. And then with the excess, you can keep it if you need it and you can do things with it.